Malicious compliance. Strictly work from office. Backstory. This happened almost 10 years ago. I was looking for a change from my first job. My first company had a great WFH policy, so I was looking for an opportunity with a similar WFH policy. Story. Back in 2014-15, I was looking for a job. 5 years had passed in my first job, and I was looking for a better opportunity. At the time, I was working as a Java developer at a company that is known as a telecom service provider. I was finding several opportunities, but none had a good WFH policy, and I had grown quite accustomed to the policy my first company had. This was years before COVID normalized WFH, and it was hard to find a good WFH policy at most companies. Eventually, I had to forego of my requirements. I was about to join a company, and I asked the HR about WFH and received the most strict response that I had received of all the companies before. It is a strictly WFO opportunity. The pay was really good, almost twice what I was making, so I tried my best to look at that bright side. I also asked HR to add this strictly WFO only in my contract. Thinking they have got the better of me, they oblige. This additional clause would later lead me to the MC in question. After joining and getting inducted into the project team, I found out that the team was short at least 4 people. Due to this, everyone was overworked, and people were working 60-70 hours weeks while getting no OT. I was the only one with my area of expertise, and I was taken as a replacement of someone who was about to leave. Beginning of the second week, and there is a meeting where the domain lead comes up and congratulates the team regarding their latest success, explains how the project has made the company a hefty profit, and how we are going to get a pizza party soon. I realize right then and there the toxic culture the company has, where people overworking without additional pay or promotion bonus when it makes the company money. I make sure to get a locker at the office and start leaving my laptop at the office locker at the end of the day. For the first 3 weeks, this poses no problem, as I am getting training, knowledge transfer. Once my training is completed and the person training me leaves, I get my first batch of work. The work volume will easily take 80 hours. That's 2 business weeks. I am given 6 days to complete it. I work at my normal pace. At the end of the 6th day, lead asks me for the delivery of my part, and I say that I am only 60% done, and it will take me another 4 days to complete. Apparently that's not going to cut it, and I am pulled into a meeting with the project manager. He wants to know what the problem is. I tell him, this requires 80 hours. I have done about 6 days of work, which is 48 hours. I need additional 4 days. He says, and I quote, "Work at home. That's why you have a laptop that you can take home." QMC. I politely apologize and say that I am unable to do so as my contract says that I am prohibited to work from home. Manager is not convinced. He schedules a new meeting the next day with me and HR to go through my contract. There it is, in black and white. Working from office only, working from home not permitted. I mentioned that I had tried my best to get WFH before joining and was vehemently denied the opportunity to. Manager is at a loss of words. HR is also dumbfounded. Long story short, for the next 8 months, I worked at my normal pace. During end-of-year salary review discussion, I am given the opportunity to work from home. I ask them to add OT clause that would pay me additional for every hour worked after 8 hours every day. They disagreed. I disagreed to take WFH. Every other teammate refused WFH in their salary review and asked for OT clause as well. We stopped getting pizza parties. Update: corrected a typo at the beginning. I was at my first job for 5 years, not 2 as written earlier. 3 years in the job, and the company was acquired by a telecom service provider. I don't mention the first 3 years in my resume, as I was doing my master's during the same time, hence made the typo.